Hi everybody, this is TheHande Mäkinen, and as you can see, there it is. Okay, I'll skip the rest of it. Alright, so this is Clock Tower by Human Interactive or Human Software, I actually forget already. And let's start the game. So this is, if you will, a classic horror game raised in the Granite Orphanage. Jennifer and her friends were wanted as adopted daughters. It happened in September. So yeah, this is a classic horror game for the Super Famicom. And I am actually playing this on the Super Nintendo. Now, some of you might be wondering, how is that even possible? Because, of course, this game was never released outside Japan in this original form. Laura, hurry up! I don't know what the hell that voice is. We want to be there before sunset. Miss Mary? I don't know if I want to go with that voice. Yes? From now on, what kind of place will we be living in? I can't read. Sorry. That's the 5th time you asked. Don't worry, it's a very nice place. Alright, sorry, there's some weird things showing up next to the text. I'll wonder if that's showing up in the capture. We're almost there. See? Alright. So if you're wondering, how am I playing this on the Super Nintendo if this was never released on the Super Famicom? Well, the fact that it's in English will probably already gave it away. So yes, this is a reproduction cart. But I don't mind. This game, I have to say, this is a game that if you get to play this on an actual console, it actually makes it better. Years and years ago, I played this on an emulator, and what a huge place! I don't know what that voice. I keep giving these guys such silly voices. Yeah. Look, the main hall's gigantic. I gotta go get Mr. Barrows. Everyone wait here. Yeah. Alright, so I will say, one of my favorite things about this is, of course, you play as Jennifer Simpson, who is obviously based on Jennifer Connelly. Apparently, it's based on some horror movie that she did in 1985 or 6. Of course, it reminds me of The Labyrinth, which is one of my all-time favorite movies. Hey, Anne?
You want to know what kind of guy Mr. Barrows is, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the end of that conversation. Yeah, this intro's super slow. What is it? Is something wrong? I don't know what. Now she sounds like an old man. This house makes me uneasy. And here's Lottie. Apparently, some people confuse Lottie for a boy. I doubt I'll ever get used to this place. Eee. Lottie's paranoid. Alright, so you're just shooting the shit with these guys until eventually. Hey, can you go find Miss Mary? What happened to Miss Mary? Mary, she's taking a long time. Should I go find her, Miss Mary? No. I'll go look for her. Yeah, so this is Alright, so we're about to go off. And also, I'm recording this once again with the main hall. I'm recording this looking at the capture window, so I'm experiencing a little bit of lag. Girls! Come on, this isn't funny! Alright, and now I'm started walking around a bit faster. Yeah, this is why playing this on the controller is so much easier, because you get to use the shoulder buttons to run. And, okay, so this game isn't actually, like, super long or anything, so this is gonna be, like, a one-video playthrough of this game. The key thing... The lights are out. Where's the switch? There's the switch. You don't actually have to switch anything on, but... So this game also has a this game does have high levels of randomization, and for instance, there should be a key here, but... Empty. Yeah, that can happen. Like, so the west wing key is either in that box or it's in a bird's nest a little further up the game. And I clicked the door and now I just gotta wait for her to get to it. Yeah, this is why you need to keep running. So this game actually, I do think this game has like really good atmosphere. But I think the biggest hookup is the fact that everything runs just so slow. And also, it does run... Like I said, this game was not meant for the PAL Super Nintendo, which is what I'm playing this on. So I think there are some run issues from compatibility differences. What is this thing? And there's also this, a small bottle of perfume. It smells like Miss Mary's. Picked up perfume, and there it is in our inventory. All right, all right. So you have to tap the B button when that's happened. So there's creepy shit everywhere, and there's also like creepy shit that just happens at random. There's the death parrot. All right, and I'll be shooting for the S ending. And at this very beginning, you have to decide even if you want the S ending, which is where one of your friends survives. You have to make a choice right here. And if you keep going forward, it's Anne who dies at the start. But because we went here into the bathroom, of course, you know what this means. Laura? And there he is! It's Bobby! Oh, damn it, Bobby. Why are you running with scissors again? Alright. So the real scary part for me about this is the fact that, I don't know, I have no clue, like, just how bad the lag is, but... Luckily, you don't have to do anything like super hurry. Also, it's kind of tempting to just have Laura die at the start. Like, I know that sounds mean, but my reasoning for that is that you get to run straight into the foyer. I think there's this big hallway here. I love the music, by the way. This game has excellent soundtrack. Like, this is truly like. This is truly like a hidden gem for the Super Nintendo. Like, I seriously like. So and it's like I said, this game wasn't released in the Western countries in its original form, but of course, there is a kind of an obscure PlayStation 1 port of this, which is called First Fear. I don't know what other differences. I think they added like a whole bunch of like CG, like pre-rendered, that would take us to the West Wing. Unfortunately, I don't have the West Wing key. So, and I think this door's locked. It is. Yes. So we have to go to this door instead, which leads us to the storeroom. Or actually leads us to the hallway, and the storeroom is here. Alright, and this is the reason to come here, is that there's a lot of important inventory items here that you need all through the game. And also, like, this allows you to avoid Bobby. There's a lot of parts in this game where Bobby will show up. And there are a bunch of different endings, like going from A to G and the letter S as well. It's like the S ending is the best ending. It's the only ending where one of your friends will survive until the end. Alright, so... And I'll take the rope. And it's really funny. This is just really funny to me. Some rope. Picked up some rope. Yeah, that is like the most like mellow like item description and everything. Like, so if you're asking me, is this a survival horror game or is this a point-and-click adventure game? Yeah, now she doesn't have the adrenaline. She won't like she can't climb. No good. Too high to climb up. Yeah, sure, Jennifer. You keep saying that. So, we go over here. And, actually, the thing is, I was even like, what kind of clothes are these? Picked up black robe. Yep. So that black robe, we need that towards the very, very end of the game. Like, so this game is not super long. And the funny thing is, like, obviously it takes a lot longer because it is kind of like a point-and-click adventure game. But it's a very light point-and-click adventure game. Like there are point-and-click adventure gamey things about it, absolutely. Oh yeah, this is the other thing. Like there's the bird's nest. It looks like a bird's nest, and there's a stick here in the box. This is something that took me a while to get used to. Is that some of these items, and also when you have to use the box to climb over that thing, you have to actually click the thing you want to interact with, and then the item you want to interact it with. So you kind of do these like backwards. And that's really annoying. So this should give us the, what is this? The nest is full of eggs and junk. There's a key in here. Yes. All right, a key. The key in the pocket, the West Wing key. Yes. So, yeah. So it's not just some of the items are randomized. Not all of them, but a lot. Some of them, like this West Wing key, for instance, it's either here or in that box. And then some of the rooms, and it's funny because I just recently had my friend Ville visit me, and we played through this game. And I got really confused because there were a bunch of rooms that were not in the places where I expected them to be. And let's see if something happens here. Oh, a scream came from outside. All right, we are going to ignore that because that's what you have to do if you want the good ending in this game, or the S ending. All right, if you look outside the window, Anne will have died. So you kind of avoid acknowledging their deaths, and that's the kind of fucked up way how you kind of survive. It's really interesting. Like I was actually planning on making this whole big graph because endings S, A, B, and C are basically, they kind of follow the same general path, but then you make little difference in choices. Okay, this is the bathroom. And those little boxes in the corner, you gotta be careful with those because sometimes Bobby's gonna show up from those. And it's weird. It's a really randomized, and I think it has to do like if you stay in the room for a long time. So that bathroom actually wasn't there last time I played. But I think this room... Yeah, this is the child's room. Yeah. It feels like someone is watching. A key was left on it. I always feel like somebody's watching me. And there comes the friggin' doll. This is kind of random, like you have all these friggin' supernatural things, because it looks like it is just like a random killer killing you, and then we eventually discover something else kind of fucked up about it Miss Mary. Oh, I thought the door will not open. All right. Is it coming for me now? Oh, that's weird. It's just kind of floating in place. Okay, now, there we go. Okay. That's weird. Like, usually just kind of, she just kind of walks into the place where the doll is supposed to be. Alright. And I think this room is the not the library, the office or study. And we will not go in there. Also, these big open doors here, they don't, they're all dead ends. Like, one of these I think you have to do, if you want to see, like, a unique death for Anne or Laura. Wait a minute, actually, I think it's Anne. So it only works if if Laura dies. Alright, so this is another one. You have to look at the hole, and then you place this plank on it. Alright. And there's also some randomization, like how do you access the final act of the game, which is also really interesting. There's two kind of different puzzles that you can be presented with. All right. All right, and here is the this. Well, this is I guess also a storeroom, but this is like the art storeroom. So there, if you look at all this stuff, there's art stuff. I'm not looking at it because that triggers that box in the corner for something to happen there, and it can either be a cat or it's going to be Bobby, and I don't want to take the risk with it. So I'm just going to keep very focused on my task. All right. Oh, weird. She didn't say anything. Usually, she says like that there's something on that the plaster, the wall is like plastered over. She really did. That's a lot of damage she did on that wall. ... And a question and an exclamation point. There's a room over there. All right. Yeah, I'm always so worried here because one time I managed to get Bobby here and I didn't have the rope, so I couldn't climb down. And when you're in panic mode, you can't, like, when that danger music is playing, you can't interact with items. It hasn't been used in ages. The air in this room is stagnant. It looks like a chart of some sort. Mary's and patient's names. The name of the master of the house. ... Mary Barrows. I've actually heard that Barrows is kind of a misnomer, that the character's name is actually supposed to be Burrows, like with a U. The patients were 2 newborn babies. It looks like a chart. The patients were 2 newborn babies. A black medical bag. A name's embroidered here. Walter Simpson. Walter Simpson. Father or father. Yeah, so we find out this is why Jennifer is an orphan. It's holding a piece of paper. It looks like a memo. Alright, and here comes both the creepiest and kind of cheesiest parts. She's holding that skeleton. 10th, 1986. This is the 3rd day I, Dr. Walter Simpson, have been in here. I'll not last long. Before I die, I will record this. There are twin children who are a blemish on this world. When the lady was to give birth, I was called to this house. She gave birth to two demons. When they were born, they ate my right hand. They were ill, their bodies deformed. They should have died, but they lived. I should have tried to... Breathing is painful. The air in this room is already gone. They are in a cradle under the star. Jennifer. Yeah. Like, that is super spoopy, but also kind of silly. Like, I just, the fact that she's holding the skeleton. At least that skeleton, like, it's sometimes you see in, like, really cheap movies, you can see, like, the prop skeletons. Like, they have the top part of the skull, like the scalp, is like a separate part, and it looks awful. Yeah. Also, that, so you can see that little, her face down there in the corner. This is kind of like a little bit of a clue, or it's kind of the health indicator, sort of. It shows like how exhausted Jennifer is, and you can basically like make her health go back up by stopping once in a while, so it goes back up like that. But the thing is, like, this game is designed in a way that even when it's red like that, you can still like survive most of the hazards in the game. So it's not like you can fuck yourself over. There is one part in this. There is one like dead end in this game, sort of like where, because this game actually has a battery save, so it automatically saves when you make progress in the game. So you don't have to do that. So, and also it means that when you restart the game, you have to, you have to, it deletes the old save. All right, is this the music room now? Oh no, it's the animal room. So this is one of the rooms that gets, sometimes randomized. And this is another thing we have to do in order to get the good ending. A corpse of a crow. There's a key here. Pocketed the cage key. Alright, so most of the keys that you get, they don't actually show up in your inventory, which is kind of weird. The car key does, and this does. And so this is what you need to do. You need to save a crow. And the reason you need to do this is that in ending S, and I think also in ending A, this crow saves you. But, yeah. There's a weird, there's two hotspots there. This is really annoying. So that bird will come help us in the finale to the game. I'm gonna save the rat as well, just for extra karma points. I hope I find a way out of here too. The rats ran away. Alright, good. Alright, we still have to go back to the other part of the mansion. Actually, this is actually perfect, like, alright. The one that I'm looking for is the music room, because the music room actually reveals to us some stuff. Alright, here it is. Okay. So, the key puzzle. This will reveal us which of the puzzles we have. And it might be Bobby back behind there. Oh, it wasn't. Okay, we lucked out. A staff rests in this pot. Picked up staff. Okay. So this is the thing. Like, there's two different ways you need to get the final part of the game. Oh yeah, and you can totally get Bobby to show up if you start playing on the piano. So now I'm gonna go back to the other part of the mansion. It's always like, because I'm playing this like this, we're playing this maybe even a little too efficiently. Oh, actually, now I think you can see a little... Yeah, I think you can see a little graphic bug. Like, Jennifer will... Which I think is a part of the fact that I'm playing this on a PAL NES, is that Jennifer walks through the... Yeah, you can see there, like, she didn't go in the door. She walked, like, kind of through it. Oh yeah, this is one of the doors that can lead to a location, but it's randomized every time. And I think this is... Yes, so this is the ceremony room. Alright. So this is where we'll be coming back to in a minute. And also, there's a completely random event that may not happen where we actually encounter Miss Mary. Okay, I wonder... I guess that's the library then. So if you open that, get that tray from the in the music room, but it turns out then that you that Bobby is behind there. That's a sign that you have to do, instead of that staff, you have to find the devil idol. And so there's there's two library rooms. One has like a big mural, and then there's the second one, and with that second one, that leads to the courtyard, and we might go past there at some point. We may not. It all depends. But in that like abandoned library, there is a okay. So all right, now we'll go to the kitchen and. And actually, I think I'll show what's actually in the refrigerator. It's kind of, it's kind of gross and funny. Well, not funny necessarily, but maybe just gross. All right. So what I was about to say. Okay, let's look inside, and there's something shiny in here. There's like roaches or something. And all you have to do here is, luckily, you just run away. Oh yeah, and also this game was released on PCs back in Japan back in the day. So I suppose in a way, if you could get the Japanese version, the PC version would probably run on like a DOS box or something, but it would also be in Japanese. So that's the main thing. Like, so these English versions, because the Super Nintendo version was never released in, or Super Famicom version was never released in outside Japan. It's technically like an unofficial version. So, so the game would be in Japanese anyway. I mean, I guess you could still complete it. Like, it's not like the characters say anything like super prudent that prevents you from like finishing the game. It's not like there's like a vital clue necessarily, but it helps. But it helps, yeah. A key is left behind. I think it's the silver key. No, it's the gold key. Okay, so. Oh, no, yeah. Gold key leads us to the room that has the chalice. All right, and that's actually, this is why you need to also check the refrigerator, because there's ham in here. And there's a random event that can happen when you go to the room with the gold chalice. Picked up some ham. All right. And if you don't have the ham, this is the part I was talking about, like, you need ham, because if now we get the random event that I'm thinking of, we will end up in a situation where we have to use that ham to escape. Oh, it's upstairs. Huh. I always assume that it's downstairs, or maybe that's also randomized. I wouldn't put past them. Yeah, I think it's totally randomized. Like, I think last time the door with the gold key was there, which is really annoying if you need to backtrack, because I was actually trying to get the F ending, or actually, well, no, I was trying to get the F ending, but there's a couple of endings that I still haven't gotten, and it's really mostly the bad endings at this point. So D, E, F, and then G and H are like the super bad endings, which are kind of like the sort of tragically hilarious endings in a way. Let's run. Like spooky. Actually, I didn't show it, but in the main hallway, if I'd gone up the stairs and you could run around there, this barrister basically gives away. And it's kind of fun, and it's kind of spooky, but it takes so long to run across. Okay, we did get here. Miss Mary. Glad to see you. Safe, Jennifer. Is there something wrong? Come here. It seems it was recently used. Some drink is still... Whoa, okay, that was a bug. A silver key is under the glass. Pocketed silver key. Okay, time to run. Okay, sorry. We died. Okay, that bugged out there. Don't know what that was about. I guess because we now know that Miss Mary is evil, that's why that happens. Alright. Human Entertainment, that was the name of the company. Alright, so let's hit continue. And should start us back in this room. Alright. Miss Mary. Glad to see you. Safe, Jennifer. Alright, I guess we have to exit the room. That's what we should have done. I guess if you haven't discovered the secret room before this, come here. Nope. Getting the fuck out of here. And if we go back, is she still there? No, now she's just magically disappeared. Yeah. So I guess if you just don't discover that secret room, you actually, it seems recently used. Yeah, this is the same thing that we just did. She offers us a drink, and Jennifer drinks it, passes out, and wakes up in the shed that's in the courtyard, and that's where you meet Mr. Barrows, who's being held in like a cage. And if you don't have ham, he'll eat you. So that's, yeah, there's that. I thought for some reason that you could still get that ending, but I guess she just straight up now, Jennifer now knows because Jennifer now knows that she's one of the bad guys. She avoided her. Yeah, sorry. That I think is another symptom of this game not being meant for this system. Oh yeah. So that's the thing. Like, if you need to go up and downstairs, like, absolutely do it in the West Wing because it takes way longer in the main hallway. But because we have the silver key now, we have to go into the library. That shows us the. All right, so this means that Lottie, and also if you get trapped in the garden shed, Lottie gets killed there because she actually comes to save you. And then Miss Mary shoots her. Yeah. All right, but we are like we're over halfway through the game at this point. So, all right, and so this is another giveaway. So you see this bookcase has a hotspot. A mural covers the entire wall. Part of it is hidden behind that shelf. So basically, if Jennifer doesn't do this, means that you have to do the devil idol puzzle, and and it depicts a ceremony. That room somewhere in this house. Yes, all right. So that's the thing, and I'm not sure if this is necessary, but I'm going to look at it anyway because this has a little piece of paper here. There's a note here. Time will cause adherence. The clock tower stopped. The clock tower's clock stopped. So I don't know how prudent this thing is, but you absolutely have to remember to look at this hotspot, not just the big one or just the one that's revealed underneath it. We noticed that when we were playing with Ville, that we saw the mural, and Jennifer, for some reason, could not figure out that was obviously the vase that's in the ceremony room, and you're supposed to put the staff in the vase. The devil idol, by the way, so that one is even more convoluted. I was really confused when that happened to me the first time, because I wasn't used to it. So there's another room we haven't been to. There's a couple of creepy, there's the creepy organ room that has creepy animal organs in them. And then there's the creepy doll room. Those are completely superfluous. I don't think there's ever, even with the randomization, I don't think there's ever like important items in there. But then there's like this abandoned library that has, wait, that's not the ceremony room, is it? So there's this abandoned library that has a note in it. Oh yeah, this room, exactly. So if it's the devil idol that you have to find, then there's a note that tells you about the devil idol. And then you have to go look at all those green statues that we saw at the end of this west wing of the building. Alright. And now Jennifer's gonna have her big aha moment. This room looks like the one in the mural. Strange symbols are written here. Time will cause adherence. So I guess that's another extra clue to clue you in that mural is important. What does that mean? Alright, and now we put the staff in. So we didn't need to use the ham, unfortunately, so it's going to be stuck in our inventory for the rest of the game. I thought there's a whole lot left in the game. It's a Celadon vase, yeah. So this is what we were stuck on when we were playing this with Ville. Like that freaking vase. Wouldn't show up. And also, yeah, there's like an elevator at the end of this game. The hole goes pretty far down. I can descend with this ladder here. Yeah. So this is kind of like a point-and-click adventure game, but this is a very simple point-and-click adventure game. There is not a lot to this game, but I think actually that makes it a bit easier because, like, Jennifer walks so slowly from place to place that it's actually nice that there aren't a lot of like inventory items and things you have to worry about. Who could that mysterious person be? As if we didn't know. Yeah, we haven't run into Bobby more than once. This is actually a little bit disappointing. Yeah. It would have been fun to run away from him at least one more time. Alright, we gotta get past the dog. So, we use the robe. And then we use the perfume. The dog knows this smell very well. It smells like the perfume Miss Mary uses. Yeah. I don't think we can give the ham to the dog, unfortunately. That would actually be kind of cute. And now she takes the costume, the disguise off. Alright, and since we are going for the full shebang ending, let's go look at the back here. Something shocking. This is actually quite upsetting. This is... Lottie! Lottie! Hey, Lottie! You're still alive! Not for long. Jennifer! The switches in the clock tower. Hey. Lottie! No, sorry, Lottie? Don't leave me alone. Oh yeah, so, and also, the second clock tower game, which I forget what it's called, but it's actually the only one that's directly linked to this one, so it's actually a sequel, and it actually follows what happens to Jennifer after the game, and it is quite fucked up. Then they made another game. So the sequel to this is not called Clock Tower 2, it's called something else. And there's a separate game called Clock Tower 2, which then follows completely like original protagonists. And then after that, Human Entertainment, I think, shut down, and the rights were acquired by Capcom, who then made Clock Tower 3, which is completely different. Then there's another game that's like a spiritual successor to this. All right, so Bobby was like obviously one of the twins, the scissor man, if you will. And here is the second twin. Hold on to your pants. Say hello to Dan. So yeah, that's Dan. Yeah, the danger music, this is a different danger music, but the danger music that when Bobby was chasing us is called, alternately, there's different variants of it, so there's like Bobby, there's at least 3 variants, so called Bobby A, B, and C. Alright, this is always really confusing, because I think she falls down the first time, regardless of what you do. But then when you're, at this point, I think you're supposed to be tapping the B button. And there goes Dan. Burn, baby, burn. Disco Inferno, burn, baby, burn. This really does give me like serious like Splatterhouse vibes. That's maybe another Let's Play that I should probably do at some point. Splatterhouse is, of course, it's a beat 'em up, so it's not quite as dark. All right. Oh yeah, so the F ending, by the way, which I got last time, literally, alright, so there's an elevator here. And the F ending, when you get into the elevator, there's just a horrible scream and Jennifer dies and there's blood coming out from underneath the door. And that's basically like if you play the game in a way that you never find out that Mary is actually one of the bad guys. Which is really weird and kind of hard to do. And I actually had that random event where Jennifer discovers, or Jennifer gets knocked out, and I actually managed to hit reset, and when I reloaded the game, it actually had me in that room with nothing in it. And over here, the evil laughter. Bobby's coming for us. So, I think for the B... Yeah, no, the C ending, actually, you have to go to floor 2. Alright, you can see there, Anne is still alive. She's lying over there. Alright, at least I hope I did everything for the S ending. I really hope I didn't miss something. Anne! You killed my sons! Alright, yes, I think we did it, yes. So the A ending, in that, Anne would have woken up, and Miss Mary would have thrown her over the railing. But then the birds would have attacked her as well. Oh boy, I think this is a runtime issue again, like the birds are moving a little too fast. And there goes Mary! So there's technically kind of 2 different versions of endings, S and A. Oh, there's a bug there. I hope that, I don't wonder if that shows up in the recording. So you get to choose whether to save Laura or Anne. Yeah, and here's another bug. It's the rain. It actually slows down this ending sequence a little bit. And also there is a long black screen here. I think that's part of another transitional issue. And I think this song is called like "The Nightmare Is Over" or something. Because another version of the Danger music is called the "Don't Cry Jennifer," and that main theme that plays when you start walking around, and also in that room, is actually called "Cradle Under the Star." And there come the credits. Yeah, there's a lovely little hit here. So yeah, this is a fun little spooky adventure game. I highly recommend checking this out and trying it out for yourself. But yeah, I think one of the main things about playing this with the actual Super Nintendo controller is just the fact that you actually get that the buttons really correspond to what you're doing. And also, yeah, there was also a game back in 2011, I think, or somewhere thereabouts, that was like a spiritual successor to this, but I forget what it's called. I might put up a picture of that as well. But yeah, this is a fun game. I enjoyed it a lot. Obviously, I didn't get any new endings from here. But yeah, that has been Clock Tower, and I hope you enjoyed it. I'm TheHande. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.